everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got some good primetime matchups tonight. Good Saturday night baseball for everybody. So our first scheduled primetime games aren't till the 23rd. So until then, we can just play it by ear. So what do we want to watch first? Probably our best matchup, I feel, is going to be Voyagers Crabs. If anyone disagrees, feel free to speak up. And I'll wait a little bit as well just to get a few more viewers in here. I'm sure there's more than 3 of you that want to watch the games. Alright, not seeing any objections, so we'll go ahead and get started. Voyagers Crabs, we got Sinclair taking on Colfax. Voyagers have a brand new second baseman. Might have heard of him, Connor McDonald. And in his first at bat as a Voyager, he grounds out to second. Pepe Alazar will get that to drop for a base hit. So with 2 outs, Alazar with a single. Hawk Russell now. He grounds out to short to end the inning. Colfax 3 outs on 4 batters faced, gives up a base hit. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to tick up. I probably could have waited a little bit longer before starting, but with a little bit of a late start today anyways, I figured I'm not going to make the people who are already here wait even longer. And Sinclair is quick and effective. 12 pitches to get through 3 batters in the first inning. Now, a very interesting, couple interesting trades have been made now. The Sloths look like they may be going all in with the acquisition of John Smoltz Jr. and Minjun Du. And the Voyagers look like they are in on making it this year. They're 500 right now. They're 34 and 34. But they definitely believe in the players they've got. Picking up McDonald's definitely going to make a big difference for this team. I was speaking with one player, not going to name drop anybody. He was a little concerned about the Voyagers being buyers or possibly sellers at the trade deadline. He wasn't really sure. But one reason he was hesitant about them going buyers is that they had an easier first half of the season schedule-wise. They played the Aviators a lot in the first half of baseball. So we'll see if the acquisition of McDonald can help them catch up to either the Crabs, the Vandals, or the Sloths. Sloths right now are first place in the league and I don't think they're going to be caught. I think they'll have the bye in the first round this year. Meanwhile, Vancouver is currently up 2-0 against Death Valley, and San Antonio is up 4-0 against Outer Banks. Valentine with a double. With one out, Jack Weston's able to advance Valentine to third, but he's out at first. Stanton now crushes one to deep left field. That's no doubt about it, a 2-run blast for the Crabs. .432 feet. Sorry if you guys like the song Pretty Fly for a White Guy. I can only hear it so many times in the booth before I start bleeding out of my ears. So we skipped it. Hawk Russell grounds out. Borthwell with a well-hit ball that ricochets off an invisible wall in right. He's got a double. Philip J. Fry goes down swinging, however, to end the inning. So Voyager's not able to respond right away to the 2-run blast that the Crabs had just a frame ago. Mike Boss hits one high, but it'll be playable for the shortstop. He's able to field it cleanly. Clem Johnson on the play. And Keeks Marone grounds out to end the inning. Only 2 runs in Death Valley thus far are 2 solo shots from Hernandez and Running-Kiwi. Meanwhile, San Antonio still up 4-0. No homers in that game. They've been getting it done with base hits and an extremely deep lineup. And Valentine grounds out. We go to the top of the 6th. Providence holding on to a 2-run lead. They got back in the 3rd inning on a 2-run blast from Stanton. Clem Johnson leads off the 6th with a lengthy at bat, 8 pitches, and he picks up a double. And they had to go get the ball from out of the stadium. Shortstop runs all the way out to the corner and left to get the ball. Clem Johnson decides he's happy with the double. He's not a man who needs more than a single extra base on his extra base hits. And the Voyagers are on the board. Pepe Alzar with the RBI. McDonald's now on second. Hawk Russell goes down swinging for the first out. That brings up Borthwell. Fry's due up next. And Borthwell grounds out to third. Not able to turn 2 though. Just not enough arm strength to turn that one. As Borthwell legs it out. Philip J. Fry flies out to right to end the inning. Voyagers just down 1. We go to bottom of the 6th. And Laddie is aboard. And it splits the shortstop second baseman up the middle. And Delrod's aboard. Shortstop not able to come up with that one. Just gets by De Niro. And another base hit. Connor McDonald gets his first RBI in a Voyager uniform. He's hitting just a tick under 300 on the year. And Alzar called out on strikes. Penny Cowers gets him on the circle change. We're tied at 2, and De Niro changes that right away. Fourth pitch he sees from Sinclair this at bat. First one he swings at, it's a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's gone. 347 feet for De Niro. And Dye grounds out to first. Ends the inning as Delrod handles it himself. Hawk Russell strikes out. He led the league in strikeouts last year. I'm sure he's wanting to turn that around. And Philip J. Fry draws a walk in just 4 pitches. And they pull Cowers and put Borkman in. He's able to get the last out here in the top of the 8th. A very lethal combo the Crabs have coming out of the pen. Cowers, who started the year off fairly rough, has gotten a little bit of a better handle on his pitching as we go deeper into the year. Seems he still is giving up the inherited runners. He's letting them score, but outside of that, the last few games I've seen him pitching in, he hasn't been giving up as many earned runs. So, you know, Providence is happy about having him back close to the dominant force that he typically is. And Laddie with a leadoff double here in the top of the 9th. New York's down 1. They need this here. Delrod flies out to right. Clem Johnson with a well-hit ball, but Providence outfield's playing deep, and Keeks Marone's able to catch it without a problem. And McDonald grounds out to end the ball game. So New York falls under 500, and Providence extends their lead in the division. Cowers credited the win, the blown save. Borkman with the successful save. Colfax player of the game after giving up 2 earned runs and 6 in the 3rd. 7 strikeouts, no walks. Sinclair the L, quality start, allowing just 4 hits, no walks, 7 innings, and inning from Ludwig out of the pen. No hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, no runs. Close game all the way to the end. Voyager's not able to keep the Crabs off the scoreboard in the end there. And Vandals squeak out a close one. They win 5-4, 2 runs scored in the top of the 9th. Looks like that's where it all changed. A 2-run blast from Running Kiwi in the 9th. So he had 2 homers. Once to lead things off scoring-wise in the 3rd, and once to end the game in the 9th. And Guy Walker, the L and blown save. Chris Bennett the save. Gamble the win and blown save. Running Kiwi player of the game. Hard to see that he's not. Vandals out hit, but not out muscled, as they had 3 home runs that game. Sloss win 10-1. They're now 45-24 on the year. Austin the win. Magnum the save. Not very often you see a ball game finish 10-1, um, and a save opportunity. Austin 101 pitches and 5 2/3, so they got him out of there. Due player of the game after going 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs with his new ball club. He homered in the 8th with 2 outs and 2 on. And we'll go. I've seen more aviators and sloths in the chat, so we'll go with them next. Ace Faulkner taking on Goosebumps Walk Away. It's an aviators lineup that was struggling to win ball games earlier in the year and just lost a very talented player. So I imagine we'll see more games like the last one, 10-1. But anything can happen in baseball. 100 games a year, you're bound to win more than just a few. The primetime games will start in a few. I think there'll be 1 or 2 more after this, and then it'll be primetime. And the Aviators have the bases loaded, and that should drop for base hit. It's off the wall. He's got at least 2 bases clearing double. Aviators now with 4 runs here in the first. Jordan Von Matt getting a hold of the first pitch he sees with 2 outs from walk away. And Buchanan grounds out to end the inning. So at the drop of a hat, Aviators score 4 runs on just 3 hits in the first. Von Matt definitely making the argument for Rookie of the Year. Faulkner tags, gets O'Sullivan out on the pickoff move. I haven't tracked the Rookie of the Year race too closely this year, but I have to imagine Jordan Von Matt is the or at the top for hitters. And he was drafted pretty late, so great pick by the Aviators. They didn't have a ton of picks last draft, but it seems like the ones they made has the potential to be a good pick, very impacting. Von Matt was off to a really hot start. I'm looking at the stats now. He's since cooled down quite a bit. He's only hitting 228 on the year. His splits by month are quite interesting. Month of July, he hit 400 in 35 games. He had 14 hits, batted 400, and then we got to August, 32 games, and I'm sorry, 32 at bats, not games. He was 14 for 35 in July. In August, 3 for 32. He's hitting .094. So looks like pitchers have done their homework on the rookie and found ways to get him out. Yeah, Yeah, Jordan Von Matt was drafted 19th overall, first pick in the 4th round. So after a great July, he's had a awful August. Sure, he's hoping the next month will look a lot different than this one. AJ Robertson is hitting .253 on the year. So a bit more sustainability out of AJ. I think he started off the year a bit slower. Maybe it's because he didn't hit 400 in the month of July. But he definitely turned it up. Only one at bat so far in August for him, though. I imagine with the acquisitions the Sloths have made, his playing time's going to go down. He definitely had the potential and the ability to be a Rookie of the Year candidate, but I think with the acquisition of Dew and Robertson seeing significantly less playing time, it's going to hurt his chances. Obviously, hitting .253 is nothing to gloss over, and he's already appeared in 51 games, 50 as a hitter. Wait, what? Oh, games. Yeah, he's started 50 games. He's appeared in 51. So he's definitely played enough to have, you know, a legitimate benchmark. It's not like he was, I don't know, 15 for 20. He's had nearly 200 plate appearances, so there's definitely enough there to have a legitimate argument. But again, it'll come down to how much he plays down the stretch, I think. Recency bias is something that gets all of us, and there's still 40 games left to play, so on the out-of-town scoreboard, Vancouver's up 2-0. Moore hit a home run, and Providence is up 4-2 over the Voyagers. Home run from Laddie. Solo shot. And an error on the play keeps this inning from ending. 2 outs, runners on the corners for Webster. He's got a base hit. A run scores for the Aviators. They expand their lead 5-3. And a very well hit ball from Danny McGlover. That is gone. 3-run blast. After scoring just 1 run and allowing 10 in yesterday's game, the Aviators are running up the score now. They're up 8-3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. McLish Phelps and Julian O'Sullivan due up for the Sloths. A base hit for Robert Phelps with a full count. Fastball down in the zone. He's able to get a hold of it, get it in play. Julian O'Sullivan now hitting .357 on the year with that single. And Dew has a blooper and another RBI. Wild pitch allows the runners to advance, taking away the double play possibility for Sophia Bennett. And a sac fly. Yep, he'll be safe at the plate. San Antonio narrowing the deficit. It's 5-8 now. Roger Batten with a base hit that splits the left side of the infield. That's an RBI for him. That brings up Simon Hans, who I think that's gone. The head is a home run. San Antonio ties it up at 8. And after that homer, the Aviators are going to pull Ace Faulkner. Maybe should have pulled him a little bit sooner, but I can't critique him too hard. I have a tendency of leaving my pitchers in too long. But John Doe's not going to let that last inning get him down. He's got a base hit. Jake Stennett, and a long at bat, flies out to left. That brings up Kenny McCormick with 2 outs, and that's a homer. A lot of home runs today. Wind must be blown out here in San Antonio. We see a pitching change now. That brings up Alvin Enix. He's able to get the line out to second. With 2 outs, Julian O'Sullivan's going to ground out to end the 6th. An ops of 1.054 for Julian thus far on the year. Bobby draws a leadoff walk here at top of the 7th. Wild pitch moves him to second. A run scores again for the Aviators. So after scoring just 1 run, they've put up 11, and they've got another runner in scoring position. Oh, what a play. What a great play by Alvin Enix. Great play, heads up, and they get the double play, line out, and force out at second. Dew goes down swinging. Now 2 for 4 today. Sophia Bennett pops one up into foul territory, but in play for the first baseman. He's got it. And Batten grounds out. So after a lot of scoring the last few frames, Sloths go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 7th. Well hit ball from Jake Stennett, but that one's just not going to get out. It's caught at the warning track. And Hans has a base hit. It's a leadoff double here, bottom of the 8th. The Aviators have finished closer Hanu Karpostev in. High scoring game in Providence as well. New York has a 7-4 lead, bottom of the 9th. Ludwig in to close things out. That's a homer for Stephen O'Sullivan. So it's now 10-11. Yeah, the league may be investigating the balls after this game. It's quite possible Tom Brady was involved. He will be suspended 4 games. Wild pitch. Takes away the double play opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th. The Aviators counter by walking Robert Phelps. Strike out Julian O'Sullivan. That brings up Dew with runners on first and second, 2 outs. He draws a walk with a full count. Good discipline there. Sophia Bennett now. Softly hit ball, possibly a suicide squeeze. To infield hit. Runner scores. Bases remain loaded. We're tied. And after a great diving catch by Von Matt, we remain tied. If that dropped, at least 2 runs would score. So we're tied at 11 going to the top of the 9th here. Connor Tanner grounds out. Another fly out to the second baseman here. And that brings up Webster with 2 outs. Last chance to give the Aviators an opportunity to win in regulation. And no such luck. San Antonio has the opportunity to walk us off here in the bottom of the 9th. Otherwise, we're going to extra innings. Hans, O'Leary, and O'Sullivan due up. It's a leadoff single for the Sloths. Another base hit for the Sloths. Sippy Cantor is going to have to get himself out of this jam. Stephen O'Sullivan goes down swinging. Homered earlier today. Shooting Milish grounds out to the shortstop. Aviators turn 2. We go to extra. Very long at bat for Danny McGlover. Nearly doubling John Smolch's pitch count already. And Von Matt with a base hit. And Kellen grounds out into a fielder's choice. And John Doe grounds out to end the frame here in the 10th. So the Sloths nearly walking things off in the bottom of the 9th, able to get runners on first and second without an out. Next batter strikes out and then a double play. And because of that, we're in extras. And with 2 outs, Dew's got a base hit. Just a single. Sophia Bennett with a base hit. That's up the middle. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Force everywhere but home. And the big man's going home. He's going to score. It's a walk-off win. Bottom of the 10th for the Sloths. Roger Batten with the game-winning RBI. Do the game-winning run. What an exciting graph there. The win probability chart. 1. Just 2 home runs for the Aviators and 11 runs scored. And just 2 for the Sloths. Seemed like a lot more home runs. Seemed like a ton more. But Faulkner allows 8, Chang none, and 2 1/3. Karpatsev gives up 2 in an inning, and Cantor gives up the game winner in extras, going nearly 2. And Smoltz gets credit for the win, giving up none in 2 innings. Walk away 4 and 5. Ovechkin gives up 2 and 2/3, and Enax giving up just 1 and 2 1/3. Low-scoring ball game in Death Valley as the Vandals win 2-1. Quite the opposite of the game we did watch. Secret throws the complete game, now 9 and 5 on the year, lowering her ERA to 3.47. Juice in the L, Guy Walker, a couple of innings of relief, scoreless, just one hit. Stephen Moore, homer in the second. And Hernandez, the RBI in the sixth. And Ludwig was able to close that game out. Voyagers win 7-4. They're back to 500. North credited with the win after Stryker allows 4 runs in 6 2/3. Grotzker the save. 2 innings pitched. Oles the L. Rose and Outman also pitched. Well, that worked out pretty good. The only 2 teams we haven't seen yet are the only 2 teams to watch right now. Esteban Rodriguez is taking on Matt Carbine in Death Valley. Johnny Runakiwi leads things off with a 4-pitch walk. And Vic Thunder rated a 100 out of 100 power. Grounds into a fielder's choice. He's safe at first, however. Ishikawa off to a rough year. Uncharacteristic 2.12 batting average. He draws a walk, though. And more draws a walk. Carbine all over the strike zone today. Another 4-pitch walk. Base is now loaded for Hernandez. He takes advantage of the RBI opportunity and picks up 2 on a single. So far, Carbine's thrown another great reaction double play there. Second baseman Fujiwara able to make the grab and tag second. And Biggio reaches on an error, steals second. And Ziggy's got a base hit. That's going to score Biggio. And then Ziggy's going to steal second. And then Buckshank will have a base hit. Nope, Buckshank's going to hit one high and deep to right field, but just short, as that's caught on the warning track from Bowman. Paulo De Stefano in the box now. Stolen base from Ziggy. His 47th of the year. Paulo's got a base hit down the line. Close play at the plate. What a throw from Thunder. Man's got the bat, the arm, and the glove. And Rodriguez gets the strikeout to end the first inning. Vancouver up 2-1. Only game of the night today, so no updates on the out-of-town scoreboard. Godfrey Bowman flies out to left. Gonzalez, a well-hit ball, but playable and caught by Paulo De Stefano. And Orlando Jackson goes down swinging. So Carbine hoping to have settled in a little bit. Still some longer at bats, but they're not walks. So after walking 3 in the first inning, he goes 3 up, 3 down in the second. Dong and Fujiwara, both quick outs here. And Rapinski called out on strikes. Softly hit ball from Runakiwi, first baseman to Carbine. Ziggy to Carbine to get the out. Thunder grounds out to the pitcher. Swinging at a pitch well out of the zone. And Ishikawa grounds out. Looks like a lot of pitches out of the zone, not being swung at, some being called. That's going to be a home run for Michael Martin. Oh, nope. Certainly hit it hard enough. but it's going to land in front of Thunder. So he's got a double. Biggio's got a walk. Can't steal second if there's already a runner there. Ziggy with a base hit, though. Biggio may have scored from that, but Michael Martin will not. Base is loaded for Buckshank. He's got at least 2. So 2 RBIs for Buckshank on the single, and Ziggy's on second. They're going to try to hold Ziggy there. And another ball just squeaking by the fielder on the line. Rough inning for Rodriguez. Still no outs, and a lot of balls put in play that could have gone either way with a little bit better fielding, or just a couple feet further towards the foul ball lines. And after allowing 4 runs without getting a single out, Rodriguez finally gets it to click. He gets 3 consecutive outs. Stephen Moore sends one to shallow center field. That's caught by Biggio. Great catch, great range. Phil the Thrill, an exciting base hit to center. He's thinking 3, and he's got it. He's got a triple with 2 outs. Godfrey Bowman, and he's going to ground out to the third baseman to end the inning. Vancouver not able to take advantage of the 2-out triple from Phil the Thrill. Michael Rapinski goes down swinging. And Jackson's walked on 4 pitches. Carbine's first walk since giving up 3 in the first. And an error allows Bowman to reach third base on a stolen attempt. And Ronikiwi picks up the RBI as that goes up the middle of the infield. Vancouver's still down 2. Close play at second. Ronikiwi is safe, though. 16 stolen bases for him now, and Thunder with a well-hit ball. Not out of the park, but to the wall, and it'll be an RBI for him. 1 out. Thunder's on second now. That brings Ishikawa to the plate as the Vandals are down 1. And that'll be the 3rd out for Vancouver here in the top of the 5th. They're able to score 2 more. They're down 1. Ziggy, Buckshank, and Paulo due up for the Scorpions now. And they go 3 up, 3 down as they all ground out to the infield. Phil draws a walk. That brings up Godfrey Bowman with 1 out. And that should make it 2. That's caught by left fielder Jimmy Dong. And Gonzalez goes down swinging. We go bottom of the 6th. Death Valley leads 5-4. Jimmy Dong puts one in play, but it'll be caught by right fielder Godfrey Bowman. And Fujiwara goes down swinging. And running Kiwi's got a base hit. That's over the head of the shortstop. Vic Thunder goes down swinging. 1 for 4 today now with an RBI. And Ishikawa called out on strikes. 0 for 3 with a walk today. And that'll go to the wall for Michael Martin. Another double today. He's now 2 for 3. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Ziggy's going to go down swinging. Chuck Gamble gets him with a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. 4 straight fastballs between 98 and 102. Stephen Moore with the leadoff base hit, top of the 8th. Musgrave Smythe. Rough start to the 8th inning for him. He was able to record the last 2 outs to the 7th. And Phil the Thrill earning his nickname. That's to the wall. He's got a double, and Stephen Moore will score to tie the game at 5. That brings up Godfrey Bowman with no outs, 2 runners in scoring position. And Gonzalez draws a walk, loads the bases. That brings up Orlando Jackson. And that'll be a blooper. 2 runs will score. He turns it. Wow, they're going to send all 3. He's out at the plate, and Jackson takes third on the play. Running Kiwi grounds out. So Vancouver able to pick up 2 on that. Bases clearing double/triple for Jackson, with the 3rd runner being called out at the plate. Live versions of songs suck. I said it. And we go to the top of the 9th. Vancouver up by 2. I'm sure they're hoping to add some insurance with Thunder, Ishikawa, and Moore due up. Well hit ball by Thunder. It's in play, but fieldable and caught by Jimmy Dong. Ishikawa hoping to break out of this slump that he's been in seemingly all season. No such luck. And Moore, who was involved in tying the ball game up earlier, will ground out to second. So we go to bottom of the 9th. And we're 7-5 ball game. Chuck Gamble with another strikeout. That's his 4th of the game. Michael Rapinski will get a base hit. Phil the Thrill not able to get a hold of that one. That gets by him into center field. Great play by first baseman Hernandez. And that'll end the ball game. Biggio grounds out. Vandal's able to complete the comeback in the 8th, scoring 3 runs on a bases loaded Orlando Jackson double/triple. Gamble the win. Chris Bennett, his 10th save of the year. Not a very long outing for him, just 3 pitches, 1 out, but he got the one that matters. Musgrave Smythe, the L and the blown save, giving up 3 earned runs and 2 2/3. Carbine, 4 earned runs, 6 1/3. And Rodriguez giving up 4 earned runs and 6 1/3. Gamble, 4 strikeouts and 2 1/3. Just 1 hit, 1 walk. And outside of a rough 3rd inning, pretty good day for Vandals pitching. Phil the Thrill, player of the game. Remember the name. And we've got, this is not the primetime game. Primetime game is tomorrow. Until then, we've got Krabs and Sloths, Woozy and Khan. Khan threw a perfect game earlier this year, as I will repeat every single time I see him on the mound, because that's freaking awesome. He's got a 2.08 ERA against the Krabs. And he's easily one of the top pitchers in the league this year with a 2.65 ERA and 116 innings pitched. Just a reminder, while you don't go by win-loss count, Khan has an 8-5 record on the year. That'll be a base hit for De Niro. A run's going to score. He's got a triple. And Mike Boss grounds out. First baseman to Khan. Another run scores, though. So just like that, Khan's ERA against the Krabs, he's already met it. He had a 2.06 going into it, and he's already given up 2 earned runs in the first. So if he's going to keep that pace, he's going to have to go the rest of the game without another run. Shooting McLeish in a very long at bat, fouling off a lot of pitches. Grounds out. And Robert Phelps goes down swinging. Nope, called strike, curveball down the middle. 66 miles per hour after 4 consecutive 90 to 91 mile per hour fastballs. And Dye draws a walk. Jackson grounds out into a double play. That brings up Valentine, the black hole, 2 outs. And he's called out on strikes. Another great pitch to get the strikeout called pitch. Khan hitting him with a 70-mile screwball after a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. And Dew grounds out for the second out of the 2nd inning. Sophia Bennett will also ground out. So we go to the 3rd. Krabs 2, Sloth 0. And I will be right back. I apologize. Again, sorry about that, folks, but I'm back now, and Providence has extended their lead to 6. They lead 6-0. Just 2 hits for this loss so far in 5 innings. Jackson gets that ball in play to advance dive from second to third, so the sac fly is an option for Valentine, and there it is. That'll be a base hit for Jack Weston all the way in the corner in the left. Sorry about the music cutting in and out. I noticed the song requests weren't going through correctly, so had to reset it to get it to cooperate again. Oh, looks like it's still screwy. Crabs tack on another 8-0 as we hit the 7th inning stretch. That'll be a base hit for Julian O'Sullivan. First hit of the game for Julian. And I think the fat man legs that out into a fielder's choice. And that'll be a 2-out base hit for Sophia Bennett. But Roger Batten flies out to left field. Woozy's pitch counts at 96 as we head to the 8th. Yeah, I got that removed. If you want to try to re-add it and get the studio version instead of the live version, feel free. Are you guys not hearing songs again? Because you should be hearing music this whole time. Oh, it appears. Alright, there we go. Seems like the music was screwed up the whole time. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I never have music disabled, so if anything, any part of the stream's not cooperating, feel free to point that out right away, so we'll get that fixed. San Antonio's on the board now in the 8th. They just need 7 more runs in the next 2 frames, and it'll be a tie ball game. Another run will score. The hopes and dreams of this loss are anything but dead. They're down 6. And an error will keep this inning alive. That brings up Dew with runners on first and second, 2 outs. Diving catch, great play by De Niro. That likely would have allowed a runner to score had that got by him. Well hit ball from Mike Boss, but he'll be caught. Hey, and that'll be a base hit for Keeks Marone. And it's hit high by Austin Dye and is caught by Stephen O'Sullivan in center field. Jackson with a very well hit ball. That's a homer. So they push their lead back out to 8. Sloth's gonna need a pretty big bottom of the 9th here. Matthew Valentine grounds out. Providence 10, Sloths 2 as we go bottom of the 9th. I imagine a lot of Sloths fans left this one early. This is not the first prime time. Prime time starts next game. And that'll be Voyagers Aviators, if I recall correctly. Yep. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for the Sloths. Bases loaded. They're just a couple of grand slams away. That'll drop for a base hit for McLish. A run scores. Robert Phelps. That'll drop. 10-4, good buddy. 2 outs, bases still loaded. Julian O'Sullivan due up now. And that's a base hit. At least 2 runs will score. Julian's got a double. 6-4. 6 runs now, 4-run deficit. But Dew goes down swinging. That ends the ball game. So no more chance of a comeback now. Final score 10-6. Sloths ruined my 10-4. Good buddy. Final score joke. Conley L. Uzi the win. Cowers the save. Getting the last out after Pete Rose got himself into trouble there. All unearned. All 4 of those runs were unearned because of errors. So Crabs now with 40 wins. Sloths now 25 losses. And it's prime time. So anybody who's excited to see how they did at predicting games, now's the time to witness Game 1, Voyagers at Aviators. We've got Darnell Turner taking on Sturgill Rove. I believe this is Rove's first start since the trade. Could be a second. Now I have to check. Yep, this will be Rove's first start with the new team. And he'll be taking on Connor McDonald right away, as McDonald second in the batting order. And he gets McDonald to go swing and strike out. So that brings up Pepe Alzar, 2 outs. And after 7 pitch at bat, he's got a single. And Hawk Russell strikes out. So something that we saw pretty much exactly the same first inning for the Voyagers in an earlier game. Laddie and McDonald out. Alzar with a 2-out single and Hawk Russell striking out. Jake Stennett with a Beanball to get on base, and Kenny McCormick with an RBI double. So Aviators out early, 1-0. And Stennett's going to score on an error. They're going to charge that to Piazza. Trying to get the runner out at third. He throws it past the third baseman. So Aviators now with 2 runs with 1 hit. And Webster crushes one. That is an absolute moonshot to right field. It'll stay fair. It's a homer. This is 8th of the year. Just 359 feet, but probably win at least that in height as well. And Billy Benson strikes out to end the first inning. Outer Banks up 3-0 early. Crabs up 3-1 against San Antonio. Homers from Stanton and Boss. And Vancouver up early, 1-0. Good play by Supernova Stennett, being able to make that diving catch, just barely in foul or fair territory, depending on how it would have landed. But we won't know as it landed in his glove. And Clem Jensen grounds out, ends the top of the second. Anybody else hyped for Fallout 76 or just me? And I'm assuming whoever requested this song, but could be unrelated. Softly hit ball back to the pitcher from Buchanan for the second out. And John Doe grounds out to ex-teammate McDonald. That'll Jordan McBash with a near blooper base hit, but Jordan Von Matt flashing the leather in the left. Laddie's got a base hit, that's in the corner. And Hawk Russell with a near 2-out blooper, but again, great catch by Jordan Von Matt. So at bottom of the third, New York's on the scoreboard now, but still down 2. A little bit of a rain delay. So Von Matt hasn't been able to get it done with the bat this month, but he has been getting it done with the glove. Stolen base attempt, and he's safe. 42 stolen bases for McCormick. He's going to make it 43. Piazza no errors this time, so no run scores on the stolen base. High hit ball for Borthwell, but it stays in the park and it's caught by Kellen Buchanan in center. Philip J. Fry grounds out to the second baseman, so that brings up Piazza with 2 outs. Well hit ball, but very well played by Connor Tanner at third. And Outer Banks able to tack on another. They lead 4-1 going to the 5th. Well hit ball for Clem Johnson. That's over the shallow wall and left. That's a homer. Von Matt not able to catch that one. 369 for Johnson. That's his 3rd homer of the year. 70th hit. McBash is going to reach on an error. And Laddie gets one in play. That's going to drop. Runners on 1st and 2nd. No outs. Connor McDonald now. He goes down swinging. 0 for 3 today. And Pepe Alzar gets one in play, but it'll be caught by Jordan Von Matt. Not deep enough for a runner to advance on a tag. Hawk Russell not able to get a base hit or RBI. Kellen Buchanan makes the catch. And John Doe's got a base hit as that sneaks past the 3rd baseman and just barely stays fair until it reaches the outfield. Jake Sennett showing a bunt. With full count, he softly hits one back to the infield, advances the runner. And Kenny McCormick's going to ground out, not able to capitalize on a sac fly opportunity or RBI opportunity. And with 2 outs, full count for Connor Tanner. He draws a walk. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Bobby Shmurda. And he'll ground out. Outer Banks not able to capitalize out of a early runner in scoring position. Piazza hits one high, not too deep though. That's caught by Von Matt. Webster leading things off in the bottom of the 6th for the Aviators. He flies out to right. Turner gets his 5th strikeout of the game, and Jordan Von Matt draws a walk. Building upon a 303 on base percentage. Lucas North in the game now. 2 outs. He faces Kellen Buchanan, who gets a base hit. That goes up the middle. Von Matt reaches 3rd base safely, no contest. Runners on the corners for John Doe, but he goes down swinging. Lucas North gives up a hit, but doesn't give up the run. Gets the out they needed there in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th. Clem Johnson with a base hit. Sergio Rove up to 96 pitches now in the 7th. McBash goes down swinging. And after that strikeout, the Aviators go to the bullpen. They bring out a Sippy Cantor. And he's able to get his 2 outs and 2 batters faced. Meanwhile, Providence with a 3-2 lead over San Antonio. They put up 3 in the 1st, and they've held on to that lead since. Death Valley down 4-6 against Vancouver. incredibly long at bat for Hawk Russell. Not able to get on base, but at least he wore out the pitcher a bit. Ludwig Groetzker in now at the bottom of the 8th. And Webster seemingly summoned rain again, but he'll go down swinging. Billy Benson now grounds out to short. So 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 8th. New York needs to make something happen here in the top of the 9th. They're down 2. Philip J. Fry grounds out. Rain has stopped. Very well hit ball from Nate Piazza. That's deep, that's back, that's gone. Solo shot for Piazza, his 5th of the year. New York still down 1 with 1 out. Clem Johnson now. And just too much hang time. Aviators outfielders all playing deep, and Stennett was able to make that catch. McBash grounds out. That's the ball game. So New York with a solo blast in the top of the 9th, which is not enough to overcome the deficit. They fall the Aviators 4-3 in prime time. Rove the win, Cantor the hold, and Karpov Sev the save. Turner the L, North and Groetzker scoreless relief appearances, each with an inning or more. Vancouver wins 7-4. Ishikawa goes 3 for 4 to bring his batting average up to 217. And Martin goes 3 for 3 with an RBI. Wallach the L, he's 4 for 11 on the year with a 7.16 ERA. Steiner the win, that's his 11th. Giving up 2 earned runs, 10 hits in 7.2 innings. Chris Bennett the save. And Jackson and Walker both with some relief innings for Death Valley. Ishikawa player of the game. And Sloss walk off, bottom of the 9th. They win 4-3 as O'Sullivan hit a homer off Borkman. And the other O'Sullivan with a run scoring double off Cowers. Smoltz credited the win. Lalake 3 earned runs and 8 2/3, so Smoltz just had to get the final out. Cowers the L and blown save. Borkman gives up 1 hit, 1 batter faced, and it was the walk-off homer to O'Sullivan. Chaz Lalake player of the game. Our next primetime game, Crabs lost. Colfax taking on Austin and San Antonio. Runners on first and second now with 1 out for Mike Voss. But that'll be a double play. No runs scored on a couple of base runners that inning for the Crabs. That splits the right side of the infield for Shooty. It's a single for him. And he's a victim of the double play ball as Julian O'Sullivan grounds out to short. Jackson. He flies out to left. And Du flies out to right. Valentine with a base hit. Sneaking one past the third baseman, just staying fair. And Sophia Bennett flies out, and Roger Batten strikes out. That ends the frame. I think I said Valentine, or I meant to say Hans. Anyways, Valentine strikes out there. Jack Weston strikes out. Stanton grounds out to end the inning. We remain scoreless after 2.5 innings of baseball. Well hit ball from Jeffrey Baratheon. That's deep, far, and gone. Solo blast, his 11th of the year. 362 feet. Stephen O'Sullivan goes down swinging. Shooty McGlish with 2 outs. And that'll be caught from Columbus. Adrian Columbus grounds out. It's a shortstop. De Niro hits one high but not very deep to right. That's caught by Sophia Bennett. And Mike Boss strikes out. That ends the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Slots with a 1-0 lead. Great catch in right, and a great catch by the shortstop there. No luck for the Saucer. They go 3 up, 3 down after a couple of great plays by some fielders. That frame. Keeks Marone goes down swinging. Austin Dye grounds to third. And Jackson strikes out. Great defense, great pitching thus far today. Just 4 hits, 1 run, a solo shot. Sophia Bennett's got a leadoff base hit here in the 5th inning, a double. Meanwhile, on the out-of-town scoreboard, New York and Outer Banks are tied at 2, and Vancouver's up 3-0. Another base hit for the Sloths. Robert Phelps, an RBI single. Ooh, close play at the plate. Bennett's out. No RBI for Phelps. And after homering in his last at-bat, Baratheon grounds out. That ends the 5th. Well hit ball for Matthew Valentine. That's deep, that's far. That's a homer. We're tied at 1. The black hole sends one 420 feet. Jack Weston, a pop fly to the shortstop. And Jared Stanton, a base hit. That's in the gap, right center field. Ricochets off the wall pretty hard. He's got a double. And Columbus likely just hoping that the runner advances, but he'll be safe on the play. Wild pitch allows the run to score. Columbus takes second. De Niro goes down swinging. Providence able to take the lead after a solo shot and a wild pitch. That splits the middle of the infield. Another run scores. That's an RBI, 2-out RBI for Mike Boss. So Providence flipping the switch here in the top of the 6th. They score 3 to take a 3-1 lead. Just a reminder for those that have just tuned in or didn't realize it, this is one of our primetime games. Long at bat for Stephen O'Sullivan, but flies out right to Keeks Marone. Shooting McGlish flies out, and Julian O'Sullivan pops out to the first baseman. 3 up, 3 down. Randy Koufax looking strong. Austin Dye flies out to shallow right. Jackson grounding out to third. Matthew Valentine draws a full count 2-out walk. He actually did not swing at a single pitch that at bat. And Jack Weston pops up in foul territory behind home plate. After the 7th inning stretch, Sloss step in the batter's box now, leading things off here, followed by Hans and Bennett. They're down 3-1. 2 up, 2 down thus far. That brings up Sophia Bennett with 2 outs. And she will fly out to Adrian Columbus and right. We add to the 8th. Each team with 5 hits. Each team with a solo shot homer. San Antonio, though, a costly error and a 2-run deficit. Great play from Stephen O'Sullivan. Able to catch Stanton, getting a little greedy on a leadoff base hit. Tried to make it a double, no luck. And another great play from Alvin Inex, who did that the last time we were watching him pitch, actually. Liner right back to him, turns into a double play. Roger Banton gets one in play, but it's going to be caught by Keeks and left. Well hit ball. Robert Phelps has himself a double as that goes to the corner and right. And Joffrey Baratheon's got another RBI. He's got a double. Valentine not able to make the catch on that one. Crabs still lead 3-2, and that changed with a single swing of the bat. Stephen O'Sullivan, a 2-run blast to give the Sloths a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th. With 1 out and the base is now emptied, Shooting McGlish steps into the batter's box. He takes on Borkman. And he hits one quite well to deep center field. but no luck. Stephen O'Sullivan, 0 for 4 on the day. Likely not going to get another at bat. For those of you playing Beat the Streak. Mike Boss strikes out. John Smoltz now for a save opportunity, a 1-run lead. He gets Keeks Marone swinging. That brings up Austin Dye with 2 outs. And he strikes out. Smoltz, 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts for the save. Sloss score 3 in the bottom of the 8th to win 4-3. Inax credited the win, Colfax the L. Baratheon player of the game, and hard to argue that. 2 clutch RBIs followed by Stephen O'Sullivan's blast. So great production there out of your 9-hole and your 8-hole, both of them. Only players on the Sloss with 2 hits that game. Voyagers drop another. They lose 3-2 to the Aviators. McDonald 2 for 3. Kalawahia. Sure, we'll go with that. 3 earned runs and 6 in the 3rd. Banks the win, Cantor the save. And a 3-0 win for the Vandals over the Scorpions. 5 hits Vandals, 4 hits Scorpions. Homers from Runakiwi and Hernandez in the 1st and 3rd innings. Knuckles deep the L. Musgrave Smythe 1 1/3, just 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Thompson complete game shutout, allowing just 4 hits and 2 walks. With the wind blowing out at 14 miles per hour. Likely a high-scoring game, they thought, going into it, with the wind blowing that hard out. So last but not least, our final primetime game. Scorpions Vandals. Anna Justin taking on Victoria's Secret. Justin with a 3.2 ERA against the Vandals on the year. Secret with a 4.24 ERA against the Scorpions. Secret gets into trouble early as Biggio and Ziggy are on 1st and 2nd. A double steal, Ishikawa not able to get him out at 3rd. Buckshank grounds out, but picks up the RBI. Well hit ball from Paulo Di Stefano, not very deep, so I imagine we'll see a close play at the plate on the sac fly. Ziggy's going to be safe though. Very fast base runner there. So Death Valley strikes early. 2 runs, just 1 hit. Running now, leading things off for the Vandals. Great play from Paulo Di Stefano and right. Vic Thunder, 27 homers on the year. That's his 90th hit, as he's got a single. Ishikawa, who started to turn around, but not able to keep that pace going, possibly. He flies out of fair territory. It's caught by a 3rd baseman, and Moore goes down swinging in a lengthy at bat. Jimmy Dong called out on strikes. Change up in the corner of the strike zone, and Fujiwara chases that one, and Rapinski strikes out as well. Goes down swinging on a fastball up and in out of the zone. And Biggio robs Hernandez of a base hit there. Phil the Thrill grounds out to short. With 2 outs, that brings Godfrey Bowman. He's got a base hit. Splits the right side of the infield. Marcus Gonzalez is going to ground out. That ends the inning. And Michael Martin's got a double. He's got a few of those his last few games. And Biggio with a very weakly hit ball up the middle. Great play from Phil the Thrill, able to get Biggio at first. That's no easy task. Ziggy grounds out to third. 2 outs. Buckshank picks up another RBI off Secret. Paulo De Stefano grounds out to third. It ends the frame. Johnny run a Kiwi with a base hit now. Ishikawa gets one in play with 2 outs, but no luck. That's caught in the corner and right. Death Valley with a 3-0 lead over the Vandals. San Antonio with a 3-0 lead over the Crabs. Vandals able to turn 2 there. And it's a 5-2 ball game. New York leads over Outer Banks. McDonald hits his 7th homer of the year. Stephen Moore draws a walk to lead things off in the bottom of the 4th. And Hernandez grounds out into a double play. With 2 outs, that brings Phil the Thrilled to the batter's box. And he's going to pop out to the first baseman. Michael Martin, after doubling in his last at-bat, grounds out to second. And Biggio with a full count, 2 outs, is able to get a hold of a fastball. He's got a single, and Ziggy grounds out. Godfrey Bowman gets a hold of that one. It's deep, it's far, it's caught just short of the wall. Paulo De Stefano actually robs a home run. He climbed that wall to get it. Marcus Gonzalez with a double off the wall, dead center field. Orlando Jackson advances the runner, but he's out at first for the second out of the inning. And running Kiwi grounds out. Vandals not able to take advantage of what would have been a home run ball from Bowman, as Paulo De Stefano is able to catch it. And then they fall just short, 90 feet short actually, of scoring a runner. Paulo De Stefano goes down swinging. And that'll be the 3rd out. In the top of the 6th, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Thunder, Ishikawa, Moore due up. Stephen Moore's got a single, and with 2 outs, Hernandez has a double that goes all the way to the wall. Moore not able to score from first. So Phil the Thrill's going to have to get it done with 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 outs. And he'll ground out to the first baseman. The Vandals have picked up 6 hits and done nothing with them. Death Valley, 4 hits, 3 runs, a few walks. Fujiwara grounds out to shortstop. And Rapinski is going to fly out to left. And Orlando Jackson's going to ground to short. We go to the 8th. Scorpions lead 3-0. New York extends their lead, and Outer Banks are up 7-3 now. And San Antonio still leads 3-0 over the Crabs. Biggio strikes out looking. And Ziggy goes down swinging. Kiwi grounds out, so shortstop Buckshank. Vic Thunder with 1 out. He grounds out to first. Ishikawa draws a walk. And Seymour strikes out to end the 8th. Buckshank with a leadoff base hit in the top of the 9th. Death Valley looking to add some insurance runs. Maybe batters playing a game of screw the closer and take away a save opportunity. Chuck Gamble in now. Jimmy Don goes down swinging for the 2nd out. Runners on 1st and 2nd for Fujiwara, 2 outs. He gets in play, but right to the 2nd baseman. He grounds out. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Scorpions looking to hold on to this 3-run lead. Complete game potential for Anna Justin. Sloss lead 10-2. And New York leads 8-4. Phil grounds out to the first baseman. 26 outs, 1 to go for Anna Justin, and she does a complete game shutout. Final score 3-0. 2 runs in the 1st and a bonus in the 3rd inning is all it took for the Scorpions. Secret the L, now 9-6 on the year. Anna Justin, the W, now 5-6 on the year. New York running up the score. They win 15-5. A triple from Piazza, McDonald, and Borthwell. Homers from McDonald and Russell. Connor Tanner with a home run in the losing effort from the Aviators. Sinclair the W. North also pitched to scoreless 1 2/3. Wilson the L, now 1 for 11 on the year. Chang matched his 7 earned runs. And McKnight gave up a run in 1 inning. Laddie ties the Voyager regular season game record with runs at 4, and McDonald ties regular season game record with hits for 5, going 5 for 6 with 3 RBIs. Hawk Russell going 2 for 4, 5 RBIs. I guess I need to go back to an ERA. 2.61. Nice. 22 runs for the Sloths. Crabs able to tack on 5 in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to make it look a little less embarrassing, I guess. But geez. Walk away the W. Magnum pitched. Sophia Bennett, player of the game. Baratheon was ejected in the 5th for arguing a strike call. The 5th it was still close, so I guess him putting up a fight triggered the Sloths offense. They scored 7 and 9 runs respectively in the next 2 innings and 3 more in the 8th. So good job, Baratheon. Way to get ejected. Just like that, we're getting close to the end of the stream. We've got Ryan Stryker taking on Ace Faulkner, or Matt Carbine taking on Esteban Rodriguez. If anyone has a preference, feel free to let me know. OBX NYV, you got it. Connor Tanner boasting an 11 for 26 against Stryker, and smaller sample size for some Voyagers against Faulkner. Neither pitcher has had a ton of success against either team. Ryan Stryker's 1-0, but has a 7.27 ERA. Ace Faulkner's 0-1 with a 5.82 ERA against the Voyagers. So I wouldn't be shocked to see a high-scoring game, but Stryker's not the same pitcher he was last year. Yeah, you scored 22 runs in 8 innings. The Crabs scored 5 runs in the last 3 frames, 2-1-2 respectively. Hawk Russell draws a 2-out walk and 4 pitches. So that puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Weldon Borthwell, but Ace Faulkner gets him swinging. Chasing a fastball down and away. Jake Senning grounds out to second to lead things off here for the Aviators offense. McCormick grounds out to short. Connor Tanner now. And he gets one in play. He's able to beat the shift as that's over the head of both the shortstop and the second baseman. Ryan Stryker, his 56th walk in 113 innings pitched. But Billy Benson flies out to center field. No runs scored, no harm, no foul. Death Valley up early, 1-0 against Vancouver. Given that it was the first inning, I have to imagine it was either Biggio or Ziggy getting on base, stealing their way into scoring position, and Buckshank picking up an RBI. Another 3-up, 3-down frame here. Webster also beating the shift. He's aboard. But he'll be a victim of a double play as John Doe grounds out to short. 6-4-3 double play. Steve McDykel pops out. Second baseman able to cover it right by the pitcher's mound. Jordan McBash goes down swinging. Third strikeout in as many innings for Ace Faulkner. Laddie draws a 4-pitch walk. Connor McDonald with a base hit. Laddie gets to third on the play. And Pepe Alzar is going to ground into a fielder's choice. McDonald breaks up to second. Play runners on the corners for Hawk Russell, who picks up a homer, his 10th of the year. Now has 55 RBIs. Jake Sennett grounds out to third. 2 outs for Kenny McCormick. And he grounds out to third. So we go to the 4th. New York with a 3-0 lead. So they're planning on maintaining that as Fry, Piazza, and Clem Johnson are due up. Fry leads things off by grounding out to the first baseman. Piazza grounds out to the third baseman. And Clem Johnson grounds out to the second baseman. 3 up, 3 down. After giving up the 3-run blast, Ace has a quick and efficient 4th inning. Connor Tanner in a very lengthy at bat draws a leadoff walk. Bobby goes down swinging. 1 out for Billy Benson, and he strikes out. That brings up Webster. Runners on first, 2 outs. Well hit ball from Webster. That's deep, that's far, and that's a homer. To right field, 2-run blast for Webster. One-run ball game again. Outer Banks narrow the deficit. John Doe grounds out to end the inning. We go to the 5th. Voyagers lead 3-2. Out of town, Vancouver is up 4-1 over Death Valley, and that's the only other game going on today. Pepe Alzar is grounding into a fielder's choice. I think he's safe at first. Hawk Russell, after homering in his last at-bat, picks up a single here with 2 outs. He's 2 for 2 now. And Weldon Borthwell flies out to left. That ends the 5th. So New York able to get a little bit more of a lead. They're up 4-2 after scoring a run there in the top of the 5th. Steve McDykel with the leadoff base hit. Jordan Von Matt puts one in play, but is caught in right. Fry with a phenomenal catch. Jake Sennett goes down swinging. Kenny McCormick, a 7-pitch at bat, draws a walk. Connor Tanner robbed of a base hit. Great play by Pepe Alzar. Philip J. Fry grounds out. Nate Piazza robbed of a base hit. Great play by McCormick at second. And Clem Johnson hits one to right field. That'll be caught before it's any trouble. Great play by Stennett. 1, 2, 3. Neither pitcher quite has their A game today, but both showing solid starts thus far. Runners on the corners, no outs here in the bottom of the 6th for Ryan Stryker. Not able to turn 2. Borthwell settles on 1. They get Benson at first. Likely see a sacrifice. Just the runner from 3rd moves. He's safe. It's a 3-4 ball game after 6. Top of the 7th. Voyagers have McBantershire, and McDonald due up. The Killer M's. McBash, solo shot home run to lead things off here in the 7th inning. That's his 6th of the year. 45th hit. Laddie strikes out. And Connor McDonald puts one in play, but is fielded cleanly by Bobby Shmurda. He's out at first. Pepe Alzar grounds out to Kenny McCormick at second for the 3rd out of the frame. After the 7th inning stretch, we see Jordan Von Matt drawing a leadoff walk in the 7th. Ryan Stryker now over 100 pitches. Jake Stennett attempts to bunt, but it's caught by Borthwell at 3rd. McCormick grounds into a fielder's choice. Voyager's not able to turn 2. McCormick attempts to steal 2nd. He's safe. 47 stolen bases now. Connor Tanner, that's a home run. We've got a tie ball game. And an error just when you thought the Voyagers were able to get out of the inning. Bobby Shmurda reaches on an error and advances to 2nd base, so he's in scoring position. Billy Benson lines out to 1st though. Good play by McBash there at 1st. Hawk Russell hits one high to mid-depth right field. Too much hang time and easy play for Jake Stennett. Borthwell sends one up the middle. He's got a base hit. 1 out single for Weldon. And Philip J. Fry grounds out to the first baseman. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. Piazza goes down swinging. We remain tied at 5, going to the bottom of the 8th. Webster, Doe, and McDykel due up for the Aviators. Vancouver up 8-1. Doe strikes out. See, McDykel draws a walk with 2 outs. That gives Jordan Von Mann a chance to play hero, but he's called out on strikes after fouling off the first 2 pitches. Stryker just barely in the zone, out of the zone, depending on your umpire preference there. George McBash gets one in play, but it's caught. We go bottom of the 9th, tied at 5. Aviators have their top of the lineup due up. Stennett, McCormick, Tanner, who homered earlier. Lengthy at bat for McCormick. He's got a base hit. 1 out, single. He's going to steal second. Piazza not able to get him. And they walk Connor Tanner after the base opens up. So runners on first and second. Stolen. Borthwell argues the play, not credited as winning the argument. Base is now loaded, just 1 out. And that's a base hit. Aviators walk off here, bottom of the ninth. They win 6-5. Ludwig Roetzger, the blown save, the L. Exciting game for Aviators fans at the ballpark. Home runs from Tanner and Webster, and a walk-off hit from Billy Benson. Striker allows 5 6 2/3. Fernandez gotten out. Grotzker the L, he's now 3 6 on the year. Faulkner the no decision, and Karpostev the W, he's now 2 for 5. Connor Tanner, player of the game, hard to argue that. 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Vandals did not blow an 8-1 lead in the last 2 innings of the game. Home runs from Runacue, Gonzalez, and Mahuki. Rodriguez the win. Gamble the 2 1/3 save and an 8-1 victory. Carbine the L, he's 8 8 on the year. Guy Walker allowed 2 runs in 2 innings. Gonzalez, player of the game after going 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs and 2 walks, including a 3-run blast in the 4th. Bobby Hill takes on Jax Hunter. Zach Maltesta, leadoff base hit. He's going to steal second. And Maltesta steals third. 79 stolen bases on the year for Malatesta. Eddie Spaghetti draws the walk. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And I imagine Malatesta is going to be safe at the plate. He is. No contest there. And a great play from Hawaii and Church to tag Spaghetti out at second. Whole lot of stolen base attempts for Alcatraz. It pays off for one, does not pay off for the other. They score in the first. Ben Waters strikes out to lead things off for the Swift Steed offense. Toledo Jones flies out to the left. And Castro called out on strikes. Fastball down and away. Catone with a base hit. It's a 2-out single for the designated hitter. And Allie Daniels is called out on strikes for the 40th time this season. He strikes out. Bobby Hill with some interesting home and away splits. His ERA is nearly a full 2 points lower on the road than at home. Sidney Swing goes down swinging. And that brings up Leonard Church with 2 outs. And he flies out to second. Lines out, I should say. So 1, 2, 3 inning again for Jax Hunter. Timothy Kekton draws a walk. Zach Malatesta grounds out into a double play, not able to leg that one out. And Kevin Winters flies out to right. Good diving play from Sydney Swing. Runners on first and second now, no outs for Speedy Boy. He's gonna pop out to the shortstop. Ben Waters with one out, runners on first and second. And I don't know what just happened there, but he hauled ass to first. He is out at first, runner safe at second and third, and Toledo Jones flies out to second. Eddie Spaghetti leadoff base hit in the fourth. And he breaks up a double play. Benjamin Biao is in there on a fielder's choice. The right fielder, RT fielder, flies out to right field. Chase Preza with a 2-out single, but Catone goes down swinging. Castro grounds out to third for the first out of the frame. Hawaii grounds out to first. That brings up Sydney Swing with 2 outs. Base is empty. And another 1-2-3 inning for Jax Hunter.
I see what's happening, yeah. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod. When you're staring at a demigod, what can I say except you're welcome for the tides, the sun, the sky.
And Zach Malatesta lines out to third. Great play by Ben Waters on the hot corner. Leonard Church leading things off here in the bottom of the fifth. Grounds out to the pitcher. Caliburn now. Grounds out to short. And Louis Storm with 2 outs. He's able to break the 1-2-3 chain of innings for Jax Hunter. He's got a 2-out double as that sneaks past the third baseman and down the line. Speedy Boy with 2 outs. He goes down swinging. Runners abandoned on second. Kevin Winters, that's a homer. 2-0 lead for Alcatraz. Eddie Spaghetti grounds out to second for the first out of the sixth. Right fielder flies out to left field this time. Sentinels with a 2-0 lead. Ben Waters hits one deep to center field. Should be playable, and it is. Toledo Jones called out on strikes on a pitch just barely in the zone there. Castro with a 2-out single. That brings up Hawaii with 2 outs, and he goes down swinging. Great outing from Jax Hunter thus far. 68 pitches in 6 innings. Bobby Hill leads off the 7th inning with a walk to Chase Preza. He's pulled for Adam Squigley, who gives up a base hit to Catolo Catone. Runners on the corners, no outs for Ollie Daniels. And stolen base combined with an error allows a run to score. And the runner from first is now on third. Still no outs. Ollie Daniels goes down swinging for the first out. They're going to give Jimothy Kekton a free pass. And another error at second allows another runner from third to score and another runner from first to reach third. Zach Malatesta strikes out. 2 outs for Kevin Winters, who homered in his last at bat. He's going to pop fly to center to end the 7th. State College down 4-0. Leonard Church reaches on the error. 1 out, runner on first for Jimmy Caliburn, center fielder. And great play from second baseman Benjamin Biao. And Louis Storm grounds out. That ends the inning. We go to the 8th. Alcatraz looking to add some insurance runs. They're already up 4-0. Great outing from Jax Hunter thus far. Has allowed just 3 hits in 7 innings. Squigley picks up the strikeout, but stolen base from Eddie Spaghetti after the intentional walk. Runners are on first and second with 1 out. Chase Preza strikes out for the 2nd out. And Catone puts 1 in play, but Church able to cover the ground, make the catch for the 3rd out of the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Speedy Boy due up. And back in the leadoff spot he likes. He's got a base hit. Well hit ball from Ben Waters. Runners on first and second. No outs for Toledo Jones. He goes down swinging. Castro now looking for his 2nd base hit of the day. Both runners advance on the wild pitch. Castro goes down swinging. Hukiwai now. And he grounds out to second. Jax Hunter able to get himself out of the jam. Just 97 pitches now in 8 innings. Ollie Daniels with a leadoff walk in the top of the 9th. Adam Squigley, a lot of pitches thrown. And Hawaii gets him out at second. They get Jimothy Kekton to ground out to short. 2 outs for Zach Malatesta, who draws a walk. That brings up Kevin Winters, who had a home run earlier. 1 for 4 today. Beef, the beef. Now it's hit deep for Kevin Winters. That's his 2nd home run of the day. 2 more runs will score for Alcatraz. It's a 6-0 ball game. Sentinels still opportunity to tack on some more with 2 outs. Eddie Spaghetti now splits the left side of the infield. He's got a single. He's going to attempt to steal second. And he's safe. That's his 14th steal of the year. They get Benjamin Bow to ground out to third. That ends the Alcatraz attack for the night. Unless State College can pick up 6 here in the bottom of the ninth. Sydney swing with a leadoff single. Leonard Church sends one up the middle. Unfortunately for the Swift Steeds, it was able to be fielded. They get the force out at second. Not able to turn 2 though. Louis Storm grounds out for the 3rd out of the bottom of the ninth, and that's the ball game. Sentinels win 6-0 off a couple of home runs from Winters and a great outing from Jax Hunter. Complete game shutout, just 6 hits, not a single walk, 10 strikeouts, 114 pitches. And this may be the final game of the night. Aviators Vandals, Sturgill Rove taking on Greg Steiner. Jake Stennett lead things off. It's a single up the middle. Connor Tanner with runners on first and second. He gets a double. Another base hit. 2 runs will score for the Aviators. Aviators, after giving up on the season, trade away McDonald, and now they're starting to win ball games. Looks like they're filling in the role of trying to play the spoiler for teams hoping to make the postseason. Bowman able to get Benson out at third for the first out. Another base hit, another RBI. Outer Banks picking up 5 runs right away. Vandals finally get their second out as Kellen Buchanan flies out to right. Jordan Von Matt will also fly out to right. So Aviators up 5-0. Steiner, who has been one of the league's best pitchers this year, not looking hot so far today. Ronnie Kiwi grounds out to the shortstop to lead things off for Vancouver's Bats. Vic Thunder finally back on the map with a home run. That's his 28th of the season after going kind of a while without one, it seems, at least for Vic. Ishikawa pops out. Jake Stenna with another base hit. He's now 2 for 2 today, and it's already the second, or it's only the second inning. McCormick, he grounds into a fielder's choice. He's able to leg that one out. He's safe at first. He's going to attempt to steal second, and he's going to be safe. 50 stolen bases on the year for Kenny. Connor Tanner flies out to center. McCormick back to second. And Bobby Shmurda strikes out swinging. No run score in the second. Vandals still down 4. 2 outs for Godfrey Bowman. He gets one in play, and that'll drop for a base hit. Marcos Gonzalez due up now with a runner on first, and he's going to ground into a fielder's choice. They get the force out at second to end the inning. Runners on first and second already. John Doe pops out to right field, shallow right. Kellen Buchanan and Jordan Von Matt due up now. Buchanan's going to ground into a fielder's choice. They get the force out at second, not able to turn two. Jordan Von Matt, an RBI, his 13th of the year. Runners on first and second, 2 out for Jake Stennett. He grounds out to end the frame. Outer Banks makes their lead 5 again. Orlando Jackson draws a walk to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. That brings up Johnny Runnikiwi, who puts the ball in play, but it'll be caught by John Doe in center field. Vic Thunder, after hitting a home run in his last at-bats, called out on strikes. One of those was a pretty good ways out of the zone, but still called a strike. So good framing by Billy Benton, young catcher, already getting the hang of it. And Ishikawa grounds out. That's a third out of the third. We go to the fourth. And Aviators again leading things off the base hit. Makes you wonder if Steiner's tipping his pitches and Outer Banks the only team to catch on to it. Connor Tanner goes down swinging. Bobby Schmerda called out on strikes. That brings up Billy Benton with 2 outs. He gets one in play, but it won't drop. Diving catch from Godfrey Bowman for the third out. And that'll be a blooper base hit for Stephen Moore to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Hernandez gets that one in play. That's going to drop. Moore is thinking he's getting to third, and he does. Runners on the corners, no outs for Phil the Thrill. He gets one in play, and it's going to drop for a base hit, awkwardly in front of John Doe. He's got a double. So 2 runners in scoring position, no force out anywhere but first for Godfrey Bowman, and he hits one deep to left field. That'll drop for a base hit. He's thinking 3, and he's got it. Godfrey Bowman with a 2-run scoring triple. That makes this game close again, but Vandal's still down 2. Marcos Gonzalez with a base hit. Sergio Rove hitting a wall here in the fourth. Giving up 4 runs, not a single out yet. Orlando Jackson now, runner on second. He goes down swinging. Runnikiwi and Thunder due up. Runnikiwi goes down swinging. Thunder is a player who can change the game with just one swing of the bat. He won't do so here though, as he flies out to left. Kellen Buchanan with the catch. Webster grounding out to second on a lengthy at bat, fouls off a lot of pitches. John Doe pops out in foul territory. It's going to be caught. Looks like Ishikawa back there. And Kellen Buchanan sends one up the middle. Great defensive play by Phil. Ishikawa, Moore, Hernandez due up now. And Ishikawa now 0 for 3 today. Stephen Moore sends one just about the same place, a little more hang time. Connor Tanner able to catch that one. And Hernandez grounds out to Connor Tanner. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. And Kenny McCormick draws a walk to load the bases, no outs in the 6th. Connor Tanner strikes out. Chris Bennett with the K there. He gets Bobby Schmurder to strike out. Billy Benson now. And he's going to ground out to shortstop. So Steiner pulled after a bases loaded situation. Chris Bennett able to get all 3 outs. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Phil strikes out. That's Sturgill's 5th strikeout of the game. Godfrey Bowman grounds out to 3rd. And unless Gonzalez gets on base, it's another 3 up, 3 down inning. And he does. So that brings Orlando Jackson now with 2 outs. Sturgill Rove with 96 pitches. 98 now as he finishes the 6th. We go to the 7th. Outer Banks with the 6-5 lead over the Vandals. Webster hits against the shift. Stephen Moore not able to get there in time. Chuck Gamble out now. And a bunt from John Doe advances the runner. He's out at first. Kellen Buchanan's called out on strikes. And Jordan Von Matt hits one up the middle. There's an error. Live by Phil the Thrill, die by Phil the Thrill. And Jake Stennett got a base hit. Ronnie Kiwi not able to field that one. So another run scores. Outer Banks extends the lead. They're up 7-5. 2 outs for Kenny McCormick. That's a base hit. Runner's going home. No play at the plate. And that'll drop for a base hit. Another RBI. Chuck Gamble getting picked apart here in the 7th. Able to get 2 outs right away and starts giving up runs. So after 4 hits, Outer Banks scores 3 in the 7th. They've got a 4-run lead now. Bottom of the 7th, Run a Kiwi leading things off. He grounds out to the 3rd baseman. That brings up Thunder. Sends one to the 3rd baseman. Easy play for Connor Tanner. And Ishikawa lines out to Connor Tanner. So Keith Shields able to work quickly to pick up a couple outs here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. And Billy Benson draws a walk and just 4 pitches to lead things off. Webster draws a walk, 8 pitches. That brings up John Doe. Showing a bunt. Misses it the first time, gets it the 2nd. And he's going to be safe at first, I think. Nope, they got him. Both runners advance though, so runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. They get Kellen Buchanan a ground out to 2nd, so 2 outs. And Jordan Von Matt strikes out. We go to bottom of the 8th. Vancouver down 9-5. Stephen Moore gets one in play. That's going to drop in fair territory. He's got a single. Hernandez draws a walk. couple of close plays in the strike zone, just barely out of it. Hanu Karpostev comes in, is able to turn 2 as Phil grounds out. Godfrey Bowman with 2 outs, and he grounds out to the third baseman and the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. Outer Banks have their top of their order due up. Stennett, McCormick, Tanner, and they've got a 4-run lead. Stennett with leadoff base hit. If one lesson from this game, if there's anything you take away from this game, anything you learn, it's that leadoff runners can make quite an impact. King McCormick draws a walk. Victim of a fielder choice as Connor Tanner grounds to the second baseman. Bobby Schmerda goes down swinging. That brings up Billy Benson, 2 outs, runners on the corners. That's a wild pitch. A run's going to score. And Connor Tanner advances to second. Benson able to foul off a 3-2 pitch and draw a walk. And Webster goes down swinging. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Vancouver down 5. Gonzalez, Jackson run a Kiwi due up for the Vandals. Excuse me. It looks like that's going to be a solo shot for Orlando Jackson. They're down 4 now with 1 out. And a Kiwi is going to reach on an error. So that brings up Vic Thunder. He goes down swinging. 2 outs for Ishikawa. Just hitting .208 on the earth, a .285 on base percentage. He grounds out to first. That ends the ball game. Outer Banks able to come in and score 5 in the first inning, and they hold on to that. They win 10-6. Rove the W, allowing 5 earned runs in 6 1/3. Shields picks up 2 outs, allows a base hit and a walk, and Karpatsev picks up the save in 2 innings. Steiner the L, 6 earned runs in 5 innings, 11 hits, 3 walks. Bennett, 1 inning pitch, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. Gamble, a run, 4 total runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 5 hits. And Brown picks up 2 strikeouts with 2 walks in an inning. Stennett player of the game as he ties a regular season record for hits. He goes 5 for 6, 3 runs, 1 RBI. That's why they call him the Supernova. And looks like we've got 1 more game on tap. Who do we want to see? Anybody? Anybody with a preference? Alright, we've got Voyagers and another request for Khan, which is basically the same requests. We just watched OBX, so I'm not going to do another OBX game. Yeah, you miss every shot you don't take, so nothing wrong with asking for it. Your team is also playing quite well the last few games. So it happens, everyone starts clicking at the same time. Maybe the problem was McDonald. Locker room rumors are going to start spreading now. A good battle of brownish gray taking on brownish gray. Base is now loaded for New York. Philip J. Fry is going to reach on an error actually from Stephen O'Sullivan. What would have ended the inning turns into a run allowing error. So it won't be an earned run for Khan, but it does allow the Voyagers to get on the scoreboard. They're up 1-0. You can't win a ball game if you never have the lead. Shooting McClish with a base hit. Runners on first and second to lead things off here. Julian O'Sullivan sends one to right field. It'll be caught. Dew goes down swinging. Hefty power hitter with a pretty vicious hack at the ball. Not able to get a hold of it though. So San Antonio able to get their first two hitters aboard, not able to capitalize though. Laddie goes down swinging. George Delrod gets a hold of one, sends it deep center field. That's off the wall. He's got at least two. And he slides into second. 97 doubles in his career. Clem Johnson able to advance the runner, but he's out at first for the second out. Connor McDonald, the runner on third, and I don't know if he bunted with 2 outs or just didn't get a hold of that one, but he's out at first. Runner does not score. Sophia Bennett strikes out. Roger Banton draws a walk. Very close pitches there. A couple of those probably should have been called strikes, but no luck for Darnell Turner. They get to force at second. Robert Phelps grounds into a fielder's choice, and Baratheon grounds out to short to end the inning. Hawk Russell goes down swinging. Weldon Borthwell, he grounds out to first. Kahn covers, gets the final out of the top of the third. Top of the order for the Sloths due up here in the bottom of the third. O'Sullivan, McClish, and O'Sullivan. Steven draws the walk. McClish draws a walk. Couple of lengthier at bats there. Went from an 0-2 count to drawing the walk. And Julian O'Sullivan takes advantage of the runners in scoring position. Picks up an RBI on the double. Runners on second and third for Dew. Speaking of Dew, I haven't seen him hit a home run in a while. He might be due. We'll have to settle on a walk and a lengthy at bat. Simon Hans, bases loaded, no outs. They get the force at 1. Not able to turn 2 there. Second and third, 1 out. Sophia Bennett goes down swinging. That brings up Roger Batten. And he sends one down the third base line. 2 runs are going to score. He's got himself a double. Sass now with a 4-1 lead. Still an opportunity to extend that as a runner's in scoring position. 2 outs for Robert Phelps. He flies out to right field though, and that ends the third. Sloths able to capitalize this time around. They score 4, and we're going into the fourth with a 4-1 San Antonio lead. Outside of San Antonio, Outer Banks have a 1-0 lead. That's a solo shot for Nate Piazza. Got a hold of that one, sends it to deep left field. That's his 6th homer of the year, 395 feet for Nate. As I was saying, Outer Banks up 1-0 over Vancouver, and we're tied at 0 in Death Valley as they take on the Crabs. George Delrod with a base hit. That lands right in front of right fielder Sophia Bennett. Clem Johnson is going to reach on an error. Would have been a tough play to make by Hans, but after fiddling that one up, they will charge it as an error. That'll be a home run for Baratheon. Home run count's gone up tonight. A couple of home runs in the games that we've watched. And Shooting McClish draws a walk. Runners on first and second, no outs for Julian O'Sullivan. Pops out to the second baseman. And hits one deep to right field. It's in the corner. Runner's going to tag from second. No contest at third. So runners on the corner. It's 2 outs for Simon Hans. He grounds out to the pitcher. That ends the 4th. San Antonio able to respond to Nate's solo shot with a solo shot of their own. It's a 2-5 ball game going to the 5th. Hawk Russell goes down swinging. Weldon Borthwell, he grounds out to third. Outer Banks extends their lead. They're up 3-0 over Vancouver. Jake Stennett, 2 home runs now on the year. Sophia Bennett with a home run of her own. That's over the wall on right, very deep. 396 feet. 76 career homers, 14th of the year. Roger Batten grounds out to first. Lucas North covers. Robert Phelps draws a walk. And Baratheon flies out. Nope, that'll land actually. Not sure if Hawk Russell misread that or if he just was playing too far back, but the bases are now loaded. Just 1 out for Shooting McClish. Grounds out to first. They're going to attempt to turn 2. I don't think they do. Another run's going to score. And Julian O'Sullivan fouls off 5 consecutive pitches. And then grounds out on the 6th. Providence and Death Valley now tied at 1 in their ball game. As Philip J. Fry flies out to left. San Antonio up 7-2 after homering in his last at bat. Nate Piazza goes down swinging. Vancouver able to pick up a couple of runs in the 6th and 7th. They're still down by 1 though. Great outing from Mookie Banks thus far. George Delrod goes down swinging on the top of the 6th. Salts have Dew, Hans, and Bennett up. Dew called out on strikes on a changeup a little bit out of the zone. I won't be shocked if we see players start to demand an electronic strike zone after today. Seems like the umps have been a little bit more wrong than normal. And Roger Batten flies out in foul territory. Delrod didn't have to move too far to catch that. Sloss up 7-2 going into the 7th. Clem Johnson goes down swinging. That brings up McDonald. Pepe Alzar draws a walk with 2 outs, 4 pitches. Hawk Russell, he's going to be called out on strikes. Yep, you got to swing at those. And Robert Phelps draws a walk. Baratheon flies out to center. Stephen O'Sullivan grounds out. Nope, that'll be an error. So Shooter McLish now with 1 out. Runners on first and second. After a fairly lengthy at bat, a run's going to score. And Stephen O'Sullivan pops 1 out to second base. 2 outs now for Dew. He draws a walk. Bases loaded for Simon Hans, and that could be out of here. That is. Touch the ball. It's gone. Grand slam for Simon Hans. San Antonio stretches their lead. It's now 12-2. Luckily for Lucas North, they're not all going to count. Actually, none of them are going to count as earned runs because of the error. So, for a small price, giving up a grand slam, your ERA is not affected. Good job, Lucas. Weldon Borthwell, he's aboard now. New York down 10 runs, 2 frames to go. And Nate Piazza grounds out into a double play. His solo shot's not looking too helpful now. Death Valley Providence tied at 3 going to the bottom of the 9th. And because 12 runs isn't enough, Roger Batten has a leadoff base hit, followed by Robert Phelps drawing a walk. Joffrey Baratheon draws a walk. Bases loaded, no outs. No errors this time, so if it's out of here, they're all counting. Stephen O'Sullivan flies out to the shortstop, shallow center field. And Shooter McLish not able to get that one to land for a base hit, but it will be a sac fly. And Julian O'Sullivan grounds out to the first baseman. That ends the 8th inning. San Antonio, after having the bases loaded, no outs, only able to pick up 1. It's 13-2 heading into the 9th. Death Valley and Providence are in 2 extra innings. Clem Johnson with a well-hit ball that goes to the wall in right field. Runners on second and third, just 1 out, and an 11-run deficit. Connor McDonald grounds out to the pitcher. Pepe Alzar draws a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Hawk Russell. 10 home runs on the year. And that'll be the ball game. 13-2 is your final. Hans with the grand slam in the 7th. Kahn the W, Turner the L. 7 runs allowed by North, 6 by Turner, 3 earned from North, 6 from Turner. Magnum allows 5 base runners, 3 strikeouts, and 2 2/3. No runs, however, and Kahn charged just 1 earned run in a solo shot from Piazza. Shooter McLish, player of the game, 2 for 3, 2 walks, 3 RBIs. Meanwhile, Death Valley walked off in the bottom of the 11th, 4-3. Buckshank with a solo shot off Borkman. Cowers the blown save. Borkman the L. Damian Wallach, player of the game. Just 1 earned run in 6 2/3. Musgrave Smythe allowed 2 runs and 2 1/3, and Guy Walker picks up his 2nd win of the year, allowing just 2 base runners in 2 innings. And again, another walk-off, bottom of the 9th, this time for the Vandals. Banks not getting the L, but a little bit. It's a minor mookied. 2 earned runs in 8 innings, no decision. Karpatsev gets the L in the blown save. Bennett the win, just picking up 1 out. Jackson with the walk-off base hit. Lando Jackson just hitting 202 on the year, but he's been quite clutch. 2 for 3 today, 2 RBIs. Phil the Thrill was a part of the walk-off there. Philip Thompson, player of the game, 8 2/3. I guess 126 is where they draw the line. The bases were also loaded. LGM, if you were curious why you were pulled, it wasn't just your pitch count. Bases were loaded in the 9th there. So that's our Saturday night. Thanks for tuning in. Before we go anywhere, we're going to check the standings. Crabs with 40 wins, 35 losses. They're on top of the Eastern Division. Voyagers, they fall a few games below 500 after the McDonald trade. 4 games behind the Crabs. Sloths looking mighty with a 2-to-1 win-loss ratio, 50 25 on the year. Vandals are 45 31. And at the bottom of each division, you've got the Scorpions at 31 44, and the Aviators at 24 52. Who Aviators are not eliminated yet. They're only 7.5 games behind the Scorpions. Not sure how. Oh well. So there's our standings. We'll go check the statistics page for you. Julian O'Sullivan leading pretty much every category. Leads the top lines stats, leads in hits, leads in RBIs and runs scored, total bases, and walks. Thunder, who had a little bit of a slump. Kind of funny to say someone with 28 home runs and a 300 batting average can hit a slump, but it happens to everybody. He's just leading in homers and isolated power now. Hawk Russell still leading the league in strikeouts. He passed Connor Tanner. Philip J. Fry leading in doubles. Phil the Thrill leading in triples. Dew leads in extra base hits. And Biggio leading in stolen bases. He's got a hefty lead over Ziggy and McCormick. McCormick in second now. Pitching leaders. Gamble with a 1.87 ERA, best in the bigs amongst qualified pitchers. Steiner the best starter. Walkaway the most wins. Faulkner the most losses. Ovechkin the most saves. Banks first pitcher to 20 games started. Sinclair leads in innings pitched. Castillo in shutouts. Sinclair, the least amount of hits per 9. Steiner leads in homers per 9. Striker still walking a lot. Sinclair best walk per 9 rate. Maybe can teach Striker a couple things. Rodriguez leading in strikeouts. Pretty big lead there. Leading in strikeouts per 9. Just .02 ahead of closer Gamble. Ks per walk, Rodriguez also leads. Sinclair leads in opponent average. Sinclair also leads in whip. Steiner leads in field independent pitching and wins above replacement. Steiner with a very hefty lead above the next pitcher, Secret, and wins above replacement. So if WAR is your stat for pitchers, Steiner's got a 1.2 lead. So yeah, if you're an ERA guy or a WAR guy, Steiner's looking like he has a chance to be pitcher of the year. But Sinclair should not be slept on with that whip. It's a very interesting year for pitchers, to say the least. Very exciting in my opinion. So if anyone has anything else they'd like to see, speak now or wait until the index is updated. I'll go ahead and check the mail while I wait for responses. Congratulations to Chase Preza, who was named a minor league player of the week. Alcatraz has secured a postseason spot. Kevin Winters is player of the week in the minors. Career shutout leaders. Victoria's Secret at first with 12. Honestly surprised to see Philip Thompson with 10, second place. Zach Maltesta leads the minors in caught stealing. And our most recent power rankings have the Sloths at 1, Vandals at 2, Crabs at 3, Voyagers at 4, Scorpions at 5, Aviators at 6. Minor leagues, they got Sentinel, Swift Steeds, and the rest don't matter. You want to know who leads the league in striking out? Career, Marcos Gonzalez with 529. Paulo Di Stefano set a record in 2020 though with 134. Here's your active strikeout leaderboard for batters. Not a list you want to be on. Unless you're a big fan of being a three outcome hitter. So I'm guessing that's all the requests I have. Didn't see any other ones. I'm gonna go ahead and update. So thanks again for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know I enjoyed doing it again. Wow, it's already 10. So glad I could ramble to you guys for 3 hours. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So where do you think the Aviators end up in wins this year? And on the opposite side of the spectrum, assuming the Sloths maintain their pace or maintain their lead anyways, how many wins do you think the Sloths are going to have? Who do you think finishes in last? Who do you think finishes in first? What's their win-loss records? Thinking the Sloths finish. Well, they're on pace for 66, 67 wins. I don't know what their schedule looks like for the second half, but I haven't seen them play bottom feeder teams really a whole lot. So I think they could do it. I could see them winning 65 plus. And Aviators on pace, the opposite side of the spectrum, for about that many losses. I'd hope they could beat, well, what did they have last year? 36 wins? I would hope to see improvement on that, but I mean, there's not a reason to think that it happens. Yeah, Sloths, 8 wins against Death Valley. They should win at least 5. 7 against the Voyagers. They should probably win, again, at least 5 or 6. 6 against OBX. They should probably win all 6. 4 against Van. They probably win 2 or 3. So, if that's the case, we'll do, you know, conservative estimates. We'll say they win 5 against Death Valley, 5 against Voyagers, 5 against OBX, 2 against Vancouver. That's 17 wins to add to their 50. So conservative estimate, they probably win 67. That's quite the win-loss record there. Yeah, Aviators on pace for 31, 32 wins, and to be honest, I don't think they'll get it. Just knowing alone that they've got 6 games against the Sloths, I don't think there's going to be too many fluky games. They are 5-5 in their last 10, though, so it's baseball. Anything can happen. All right, that's all I got for you. Have a great night.